Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to another book review. In this video, we are going to be talking about this book right here, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, based on an idea from Siobhan Dowd. Siobhan Dowd. As usual, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this version here that I read had some pictures that were illustrated by Jim Kay. And I will say, if you're thinking about getting this book, get this version with the pictures. The pictures are very, very good. I'm actually going to open it and show one of the pictures here. Look at this. You have these nice full page span images in black and white. Just amazing. Look at that. This book here was recommended to me by one of my former co-workers named Anastasia. So if you're seeing this, Anastasia, thank you for the recommendation. But without further ado, let's move into the review. So this is going to be a bit of a shorter review, and the reason for that is because I do not want to say anything about what this book is actually about. I don't want to give any sort of synopsis or anything, because to me, this book will be best experienced going in blind, knowing absolutely nothing. It was a phenomenal book. I'd argue it's one of the best, if not the best book that I've ever read. I don't know if you saw before, but there are several awards on the cover there. But it's after reading the story, it's so completely obvious why this book has received the awards. Phenomenal, heartfelt story. Not at all what you think it might be about looking at the cover. This is one of the things I will say is that it is not a horror book, which caught me off guard when I started reading it. I was expecting, some spooks. Doesn't really have that in the sense you would think it does. It's not really a horror story, so I would say, if you're like, oh, I don't really read horror, I don't think that's I don't think that's a reason that you shouldn't read this book. It's not at all that kind of scary story. Like I said, it's incredibly heartfelt and incredibly emotional, actually. It's about a boy named Connor, and there is a tree monster. There's a tree monster that visits him at night. And that's all I'm going to say about the book, is that there's a boy named Connor, and a tree monster visits him at night. There's a lot of exploration of emotion in the book, a lot of emotional payoff, and just incredible storytelling in how things are shown but not told, if that makes sense, which is hard to do in a book because it's all words. But it's how you could either say a character is mean-spirited, or you can say that the character went up to someone and shoved them, right? So obviously they're both saying things, but one is saying the person is mean-spirited, the other one is showing the person is mean-spirited without directly saying it. And so much of this book does that, but so strongly that you know fully well what's going on at all times, and it's just so descriptive and so beautiful. I really cannot express how much I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed it so much that after reading it, I went to all my friends that read and I said, you need to read this book now. It's so good. I recommend this book to literally everyone. I think it works for a person of any age. It wasn't a particularly hard read. I'd say an elementary school kid could read it and still get the message, the emotion, all of that. I don't really know what else to say other than read this book. Please read this book. You know what I'll do? I'll read the back. I'll leave you with the back, and then I'll give my final rating, which you might be able to predict based on how much I'm raving about this book. And then that'll be the end of the video. So let me just read the back. If it intrigues you, I encourage you to go read it. But yeah, okay, pause. I just read the back, and I'm gonna cut it because it has a spoiler that, again, I feel like it has some stuff in it I don't even. So I'm gonna give you an abridged version of what it says on the back. So the monster showed up after midnight, as they do, but this isn't the monster Connor's been expecting. The one from the nightmare he's been having. The one with the darkness and the wind and the screaming. This monster is something different, something ancient, something wild, and it wants the truth. And that's all I'm going to give you. Like I said, a really good book. My final rating, 10 out of 10. I feel like that's to be expected. Just a perfect story. A perfect story. storytelling in its purest form. That's what I said when I finished reading this book, was storytelling in its purest form. Go read it. Full stop. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you go read this book. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.